This video will provide a brief introduction to ACE, Minerva's taxonomy editing software. As a review, I will cover some basic information about taxonomies. Taxonomies are used to classify things, which can be concrete concepts like fruits or animals, or abstract concepts like styles of music or art. They can be used for a variety of domain-specific reasons, from mundane uses to important ones like governing legislation or determining punishment for crimes. Another thing to remember about taxonomies is that they're hierarchical. The diagram here is displaying an example group of concepts with some basic parent-child relationships shown with the arrows. Shown here is an example taxonomy of man-made vehicles. The primary division is whether or not they have wheels, followed by the number and type of wheels. However, we could imagine classifying these concepts by their size, their purpose, if they are street legal or not. There are a lot of options to consider when you create a taxonomy. The core concept of ACE is centered on the division between an asserted taxonomy and an inferred taxonomy. An asserted taxonomy means that the relationship between two terms is declared and not determined from their respective properties. Most traditional taxonomies are asserted, meaning that the relationship between each term needs an expert's assertion and is not provably logical throughout the process. Even experts can be inconsistent. ACE's goal is to convert asserted taxonomies into inferred taxonomies. An inferred taxonomy means that any relationships displayed between concepts were inferred logically from their properties, and these are based on Aristotle's principles of genus, properties, and differentia. Shown here is Entity 1, which has the properties A and B. Entity 3 is a child of Entity 1 because it has A and B, but has the additional property C. And Entity 4 has A, B, and C, but also has D. Shown here is how a car, an electric car, and an electric convertible could be classified this way. A car is defined as a vehicle with four wheels. Therefore, a vehicle with four wheels and an electric energy source is a more specific type of car. The properties of vehicle and four wheels are shared, while electric energy source is what's called the differentia. We could insert another concept, a diesel car, where it would have diesel energy source as the differentia. This makes diesel car and electric car siblings, with car as their parent class. Electric convertible is not a child class of diesel car since it doesn't share the same core properties. So why does it matter? People can make small, common-sense logical inferences when confronted with an inconsistency. Computers cannot do this. Therefore, taxonomies that are used in computer reasoning need to be provably logical. Regulations and sciences that depend on taxonomies can benefit greatly from applying ACE principles to root out disagreement and inconsistencies within their domains. Finally, changes to an asserted taxonomy require the attention of an expert to each relationship. This makes adjustments very time-consuming and prone to error. We will now switch to ACE to see how these taxonomies are managed by our software platform. Shown on the screen is the main page for ACE. Listed on the left are our concepts that we want to organize, and these are the concepts from the diagram viewed earlier. Right now, we are looking at our taxonomy in the asserted view, meaning that any hierarchy shown is asserted. We haven't told the system any relationships yet, so all of our concepts are unclassified. Clicking Inferred will arrange the concepts in an inferred taxonomy. For now, we only see that car, train, and supply truck have children concepts. This is because all of our concepts are richly described and differ from one another by multiple properties. What we can do now is add structure to our taxonomy by inserting abstract concepts with fewer properties, which we call collective classes. We can start with wheeled vehicles, which will have the property wheeled. After we create this class, we can refresh our taxonomy, and now we see it at the bottom. On the top, we have all the concepts which don't share the wheeled property, and when we expand this collective class, we can see all of the concepts that do share it. Now we can begin to explore the taxonomy by creating collective classes for electric vehicles, street legal vehicles, passenger vehicles, and more. I will also create new concepts like electric bus and diesel car. Now I have added a bunch of new collective classes and concepts to the taxonomy, and we can see what it looks like. As we expand tracked vehicles, and then street legal vehicles, we can identify a problem with our taxonomy. Scooter and motorcycle are defined by the same properties, yet I have designated them as separate concepts. The error in my definition is shown by the fact that ACE has classified electric motorcycle as a type of scooter. This is one of the ways that ACE can help users ensure their taxonomies are rigorous, as this now forces me to consider what actually defines a scooter versus a motorcycle, and then apply properties until they are logically two separate concepts. Thank you for listening, and if you would like to learn more about ACE, please email Minerva at info@minervaintelligence.com.